Hello, bom dia, and welcome to the Smart Travel Notebook for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Now, Sao Paulo, not exactly what you call a holiday destination, but Brazil definitely is. So even though this might be a little more exotic than you're used to, it's well worth it. And do you know what? People often ask me, what's your favorite race? And if I'm honest, sorry, Silverstone, it's Brazil. Why? Because it's just an exciting country. It's exotic, it's tropical, it's exciting. The people are great, the food is fantastic. It's just a little bit different, and it's a great adventure. And South America as a whole is just a fantastic place to visit. Yes, you know, once you're down here, I recommend actually seeing a bit of Brazil. Rio, obviously, you can go and see the Iguaçu Falls. You can go north to a place called Fortaleza, and near Fortaleza, a place called Recife, which is lovely as well. And there are a couple of places. There's a place called Jericoacoara, Jerico. Google will help you with the rest of it, which is an amazing kind of sand dune village, which is worth going to. And there's an island off the coast of Recife called Fernando de Noronha, Noronha, which is also an incredible kind of island in the middle of the Atlantic, which is just incredible, worth going to if you can. But so it is a holiday destination. Or, so that's the north of Brazil, or you can go south to Argentina. And Buenos Aires, again, a reason why this is my favorite race, because before I was, married with kids, I used to go down to Buenos Aires and live the great life down there, just seeing the sights with my mates on the crew. And Buenos Aires has to be one of my favorite cities in the whole of the world. It's got that European feel, but it's got that South American exciting feel as well. And the people are great, and the steaks are to die for. Another good reason why we love Brazil, as much has to do with food. I'll get onto it a bit later. So, getting here. Well, it's a bit of a long flight. It's 11 hours or so, but British Airways and LATAM go direct from London Heathrow, or there are various indirect options you can do as well. TAP, Air Portugal, they have a lot of flights down here to Brazil. They also fly direct through Lisbon or Porto to Fortaleza as well, if you are going to explore the north of Brazil. Iberia via Madrid. You go Lufthansa, Air France and KLM, the usual European ones. Or American Airlines tend to have a that's a nice car from Andrew Benson. Wow, nice. Nice BMW. American Airlines tend to have some good flights via Miami. They tend to be quite cheap. Right, getting around. If you're going to explore Brazil, you need to get around by plane. And so there are two internal airlines. There's one called GOL, G-O-L, and there's LATAM, which is the other one. Used to be called TAM, is now called LATAM. So that's getting around. If you're in Sao Paulo and feeling brave and you want to beat the traffic, which is terrible here, try the train, but don't carry any valuables around on you. That way, if you do get held up, you won't have much to give away. You can go on these buses as well, again, if you're feeling brave. There are a lot of buses, but they're as vulnerable to the traffic as anything else. Or you just get a taxi, which are plentiful, or you get an Uber, of course, which are plentiful, and they are traceable as well. Crime is a problem here, as it is in many big cities in South America. But if you take the usual precautions, don't do anything stupid, don't go walking around by yourselves at night, take taxis everywhere, then touch wood, you should be okay. I've never had a problem here. But then if you take the usual precautions, don't go around flashing crazy watches or jewelry or anything like that, then you shouldn't be troubled in that department. But just do keep your wits about you, because it is a bit more dangerous than cities in Europe, that is for sure. Right, where to stay? If you want to spot the drivers, the Hotel Transamerica has always been the classic place that the Formula One teams, the bosses and the drivers stay. And you might have heard stories of, James Hunt, Nigel Mansell, Elio De Angelis playing cards and the piano, around the Hotel Transamerica pool. It's a classic, and it's near the track as well. Otherwise, try Morumbi. So various hotels, the Hilton Morumbi, the Hyatt Morumbi, and otherwise there's the Palacio Tongara. I think there's a new place, or the Hotel Fasano, which are to Tangara. There we go, Palacio Tangara or the Fasano, which are two luxury hotels. What to do while you're here? Well, come to the race. But the other thing to do, since I mentioned Morumbi, is to go to the Morumbi Cemetery and go to Ayrton Senna's grave. It's a deeply brilliant, spiritual, life-changing thing to do. So if you do come here and you're a fan of Ayrton Senna like I was, make sure you go to the Morumbi Cemetery, Cementerio de Morumbi. Most cabs will get you there. They will let you in. Just check the opening times and go to Senna's grave, which is just beautiful. Nada pode me separar do amor de Deus, as it says. Nothing can separate me from the love of God on the grave. So it's just fantastic. Right, where to eat? Now, this is another reason why you might want to come to Brazil. The steak and the churrascarias, the steakhouses, are unlike anything you've ever had before. It's just delicious. If you're vegetarian, probably not the best place for you to come. But if you love your meat, then it's great. Fogo de Chão is the one that all the Formula One teams go to. There are 2 Fogo de Chãos, one in Vila Olympia and one in Santo Amaro. And on any given evening, you'll find the Formula One teams and drivers in there. There are the churrascarias. There's the Jardinera. Another tip is there's a nice place with a fig tree growing out the middle of it called Figueira. And there's Bernie's chef works in the Vento Haragano. So try Googling that and see if you want to go there. What to drink? The caipirinha is the national cocktail of Brazil, and it's absolutely delicious. And they make it with cane sugar over here, white cane sugar, and with limes, and they muddle the limes, and then they put Brazilian cachaça in it. And it tastes in Brazil authentic the way a caipirinha will not taste in your local cocktail bar anywhere else in the world. It's just delicious. Word of warning, do not have more than 3 or 4, because a lot of the sugar turns to alcohol in your stomach. So you go to bed feeling, nicely happy, and then you can wake up at 3 in the morning feeling much more drunk than you were when you went to bed, because a lot of the sugar has turned to alcohol in your tummy. So that is a warning. Do not go past 5. On no account have more than 5 caipirinhas, because you will regret it. 3, perfect. All right. That's my top tip, is to watch out on the caipirinhas. And finally, where to watch when you come here? Well, I would say, actually, these back of the grandstands here tend to be mostly corporate. So that looks out onto the pit lane. Actually, the Curva do Sol, there's a big grandstand going down to, after the CNRS and after the straight there, going down to the left-hander, Curva do Sol. They are, by comparison, the cheap seats, and that is where the big atmosphere is. It's absolutely brilliant. The crowd get there from 8 o'clock early on race day morning. There's a fantastic atmosphere. They're all there with their drums and their salsa and singing, and it's all just brilliant. So that is the place to sit, to enjoy the Brazilian Grand Prix. And if I haven't sold it to you enough as it is, then, well, you'll never come here. But take my tip. It's worth it. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. See you for another Travel Notebook soon. Bye-bye.